Herb N Rodg Podcast with a video, the 5 most important players on the team this year. Interesting list. We'll get right into it in 15 seconds. All right, this should be a fun one today, folks. 5 most important players on the team, as voted by 2 people, Herb N Rodg. Please like, subscribe, share the video. We've pushed past 500. We're on the way to the next mark, but can't do it without you guys watching this video, helping us out there. Raj, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Some obvious names, maybe not so obvious names. This one should be fun. So. And look at Raj's beautiful face on there.
I love it. I love it.
Let's get right into it. The first one though, Raj, is there any surprise here?
No surprise here. As Herb mentioned, there's going to be some obvious names on the list. This may be the most obvious out of all the names on the list. Let's just be honest. This season and the success of this season is going to be highly dependent on Ty Simpson's play at the QB position. We found out, a while ago, he's going to be QB1 starting for Alabama in the 2025 college football season. I think one of the keys to success for Ty Simpson is going to be his ball distribution. And not just handing the ball off to the running backs and things like that, but throwing the ball through the air as well, hitting his receivers. He's got a slew of receivers on the arsenal in 2025. You got obviously Ryan Hollywood Williams, Germany Bernard, aka the Germinator, Isaiah Horton. You've got Rico Scott, Jalen Hill, Cole Adams, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's going to have a plethora of guys to kind of distribute the ball to. Got some good tight ends out there. I think Josh Quavos will probably get the start in game one. And again, Quavos averaged 13.6 yards a catch last year, so that's a certified first down. Again, though, I think at the end of the day, as long as Ty uses these first couple of games to just kind of distribute the football, get a good awareness of being on the field, being in the hostile environment in Florida State for game one, as long as time goes along, I think Ty will get better and better and better throughout the season. Can't wait to see what Ty can do.
Yes, sir. Dual threat quarterback for sure. Yep. Ty is. I think that the running ability is a little bit underrated, especially given that we had a super runner last year in Milroe. People like to say use it against him. Oh, he had to wait his turn. Well, waiting your turn is not a bad thing. Right. I know in this day and age of college football, everybody leaves so good to start, but a lot on his shoulders because there's a lot of people thinking that Alabama can make a run here. People like Josh Pate picking him to the finals. A lot on his shoulders, but he seems poised to handle it. So
I agree.
Move on. Ty hoping for a good year. Let's move on. Yep. So for number 2, we probably could have put the entire offensive line, but we picked out the big boy at left tackle, Kalen Proctor, Raj.
Offensive tackle, Kalen Proctor. As I just mentioned, one of the keys to success is going to be Alabama running the ball this season, especially with a new quarterback. You're going to need your offensive line to protect. You're going to need your offensive line to kind of provide some coverage for your QB to throw the ball. Ty Simpson's going to need all the protection he can get. Kalen Proctor's coming in as a preseason All-American. Had a really, really good season last year. Had two good solid seasons with the Tide so far. Obviously, this will be his last year's junior campaign. I'm sure he'll go on first-round draft pick in the 2026 draft. But again, we're going to need Kalen Proctor to stay healthy and kind of protect on that left side in order for our running backs to get some breathing room and so they can work. And then obviously protect for Ty so he can throw the ball. So I'm looking forward to Kalen Proctor in 2025.
Yeah, footwork has been an issue at times, and dealing with speed rushers off the edge. That South Carolina game in particular really slowed us down. But he is a beast, and like you said, Raj, this is a guy who's trying to maintain like top 5 pick status at a premier position, at left tackle. So it starts and ends with him, man. He gets it going. The rest of the line can get it going, and Ty will do good things. So there's no question why those guys were 1 and 2. Number 3, though. I think we're gonna get some people are gonna say.
Who is number 3? Let's see.
Isaiah Horton. Okay. I know what people are saying for number 3. What? Did you pick him as better than Jeremy Bernard and Hollywood? That's not what this list is. That is not what this. Hear me out before you tell me that I'm an idiot, and that's fine. You can still call me an idiot. We know what we're getting from those top 2, right? We know Hollywood's explosive, even if the end of the season tailed off. We know what we're getting. Jeremy Bernard was our steadiest wide receiver all year, right? Yep. We know what we're getting from those 2. the third spot is most important, because if that person's a slouch, then defenses are going to just shade towards those first two and shut down the passing game. Your number 3 really needs to be a bona fide threat, especially in this game. Also, considering you have a new quarterback, I understand your tight end is usually your safety valve, but that number 3 wide receiver also has to be a guy who, look, you're going to get in man coverages, you're going to get locked up one-on-one, most part. There's nobody doubling Isaiah Horton, for sure. You have to be able to create space. You have to get some contested catches. You have to bail out your quarterback. But most of all, you have to take some pressure off the top 2. We've seen time and time again. So to me, it was whoever won the third spot. But it doesn't help that he's also it doesn't hurt, that he's also my favorite.
He's one of your favorite players.
Yeah, so we can slide him at number 3. But no, I think it's got to be a big year for him. I think it will be a big year for him. But in the wide receiver position and on the offense in general, I think this is one of your most important guys out there.
No, I agree. I agree with everything you just said. And coming in around 6'3", 6'4", a little over 200 pounds, maybe 205, 210. He had over 600 receiving yards last year at Miami. And keep in mind, this is a Miami team that had Xavier Restrepo as probably their number 1 receiver last year, number 1 go-to guy. Isaiah Horton still had over 600 receiving yards. With the names you mentioned earlier, Ryan Hollywood Williams and the Germinator, Isaiah Horton is a really, really good number 3 to have. And let's just be honest, he could even move up to the number 2 slot if we wanted to. This is a guy who could start for I think he could be a starting wide receiver for any team in the country this year. But we're glad to have him at the number 3 spot. As far as wide receivers are concerned, I think he's going to get a lot of touches on the ball. Again, he's going to be able to kind of take away from some of the protection that Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard are getting, and he's going to be able to receive the ball when they're getting double or even triple covered or whatever the case may be. So, looking forward to seeing what Isaiah Horton can do this season.
Yep. And if you ever watched our show, people have vetoed my first couple of nicknames for Isaiah Horton.
Yes.
So how about Horton? Here's a touchdown. Like Horton. Here's a. Oh, okay. Maybe we'll go on.
We got to work on that. Herb and I are going to work on it.
All right. Oh, Raj, this is one of your guys, right? Number 4 spot, LT Overton.
Starting defensive tackle, LT Overton had 2 sacks last year. We got to be honest. One of the things that we struggled with last year was stopping the run. We're looking for LT Overton to kind of step up and have an even bigger season in the 2025 college football year, helping to stop the run, helping to kind of close up those gaps, helping to kind of put some pressure on it, especially some of these mobile quarterbacks that we're going to be facing this season. I think LT Overton can kind of give us a big push in that direction. And one thing we're going to need for him is to just stay healthy. Need him to stay healthy all year. He's going to be our starting defensive tackle, and can't wait to see him just put some pressure on these opposing offenses.
Yes, sir. This is a guy that we another one of those could play himself into the first round if he would also fit. I know we're kind of focused on the run game part of it.
Yeah.
In the passing game, he needs to finish off some of these sacks.
Yes.
The reason why his sack numbers were low is because he would get there. He just didn't finish. And we all saw it. We all know it. He knows it himself. He has said he's happy to be taking more of a leadership role this year and being able to be more vocal. He's enjoying that. So I look for big things from LT Overton this year, Raj.
Same here.
That brings us to another one. LT could have left last year and still been a good draft pick. And that also goes for Deontay Lawson, someone who could have left. Even with his year being cut short through injury, still had a good chance to be drafted. Decided to come back, has something to prove, anchoring the defense. This is a guy I expect to help lead the defense. Something to, play himself into that first round. I know that 3 of these guys have already said they're trying to play this. That is a big motivator. For guys,
It is.
On a defense, our defensive back room is probably the deepest. That's why you're not going to see a player from there as far as the most important. But as far as up front, it's all about how many reps do we have from people who are actually experienced. Lawson is bringing that in the middle, man. I think he's going to be a force. I think he'll help lead them. And we're trying to get top 5, top 3, top 1 defense in the country. He's going to be a big part of that.
I think we could be top 1 by the end of the year. Another thing that we have to focus on with Deontay Lawson is he was a little banged up throughout some games last year. My point with LT Overton and some of the other players on the list, we need Deontay to stay healthy. We need him to kind of be back there so he can spy out the QB if necessary in some games. Focus in on the run game, help out with the pass, and just be all over the field. And I think he has the potential to do that. Again, just want to see him remain healthy. And if he has a really, really good, solid season, he can help lead the Crimson Tide back to the college football playoff. And to your point, again, be a first-round draft pick.
Yep. So I do have a surprise for – is that Saban or is that DeBoer calling?
That was
you
DeBoer.
Can't tell me, can you?
I can't. Okay. That was DeBoer.
And you gave him the ditch? Oh, wow.
Hey,
wow.
It happens to the best of them.
I have one quick one, though, for you. This is this is a Justin from the Bama Standard. Shout out to him special.
Shout out to Justin.
I asked them what they thought the 5 most important were. He gave me the punter and kicker.
Yes.
And we could not figure out, and I guess I put 5 up there, should have 6. We didn't know at the time who the punter is. So, the time of this actually plays, you might see that person. But
gotcha.
Out of the end of the fall, the kicking game was the biggest thing out of the scrimmages that you said Herb was not so good. So if you're taking your tight defense and maybe a shaky offense early just because new parts and new pieces, kicking game is going to come into play. We need these guys to step up.
Kicking game is always going to be crucial. We never know when Alabama may not be on their P's and Q's all game, and some of these games that we expect to be blowouts might come down to last-minute games. And in those last-minute, last-second games, you're going to need your place kicker to come up and hit those 30 to 40-yard field goals. So we're definitely going to need our special teams help. Shout out to all the special teams coordinators out there.
Oh wow!
I'm definitely looking for our kickers and our putters to kind of step up in the 2025 season.
Yeah. How is your leg doing, Raj? Are you ready?
I'm all right. A little sore, but I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the list? Was it crazy? Are you upset that Hollywood didn't make it as far as the wide receiver? Some other names that you want to throw out? Like we said, we didn't pick a DB because the DB room is so deep. You might have been able to pick the safeties. Who knows? We want to hear it. Like, subscribe, give us a comment down below. Appreciate it, Raj. You knocked it out the park as always, bro. I'm always.
You did too. I appreciate you, Herb. Appreciate you.
Everybody have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.